All right, so the Locrian mode, most people kind of dismiss it as a not very musical tonality to play in. The main reason why is if you play a tonic chord in Locrian, it's going to be a minor 7 flat 5, otherwise known as a half diminished. This is what it sounds like as the tonic chord. The fifth interval, 9 times out of 10, is a perfect fifth, which is what you get with your power chords and all your other major and minor chords. The perfect fifth is very stable. It locks in and plays very well with whatever root note is being played at the time. A flat fifth creates a little bit more of an unstable, kind of rough, tense sound that always wants to resolve to somewhere else, usually a half a step above, but there's other ways to resolve it as well. But I'll play this again, and then I'll play the next chord diatonically in the Locrian mode, which would be the chord built off of the flat 2. That is a major chord, and you'll hear how strong that pull is. The second chord is so strong and stable sounding that it makes you think that you're actually in another tonality. It pulls wherever the fifth is stronger of the particular chord that you're moving to. Even if I went down to the next chord, it's going to sound an awful lot like that other mode is now the tonal center. If you're trying to write any kind of a vocal line over it or any kind of catchy melody, it's going to be very hard to convince the listener that that half diminished chord is the tonic chord. Is there a way to work around this and kind of make the Locrian sound a little bit more stable? I think yes. There's some interesting things you can do. You can avoid, for example, using the fifth in that tonic chord. If you avoid the fifth, which a lot of people do in certain kind of guitar voicings, you basically have a minor 7. The flat 5 is omitted, so it becomes more ambiguous. You think for a second maybe you're hearing a minor 7 chord, when in fact you're just hearing a minor 7 without the fifth in it. You could always reinforce it as well with another interval, maybe like an add 4, which an octave higher would be an add 11. So let's see what this kind of a voicing would sound like. This is a minor 7 with no fifth, but an add 11. So that's pretty interesting. You wouldn't think at first listen that that is coming as a tonic chord from Locrian. If you look at this with all the other surrounding chords that are available, you can actually play that voicing in a few different places. From the Locrian's vantage point, you can play the 3 chord the same way, and you can play the 7 chord the same way. So this is a sound that you might have never thought would be Locrian, but here it is. It's diatonic to Locrian, in this case, A Locrian. Let's check this out. There's another interesting chord you can do, a tritone away, because remember there's a tritone in Locrian, that flat fifth. You can build a chord off the flat fifth. It's a major 7. Let's see what it sounds like to push and pull from the tonic chord being this minor 7 add 11 sound with no fifth to the flat 5 chord in this case, which would be a major 7. I think you can create some really interesting melodies on top of that line. That can be a really good base for a pretty cool kind of somber rock ballad or something like that. And remember too, I'm doing the minor 7 without the 5 for the 3 chord in this case and the 7 chord, but I don't have to. Diatonically, they can just be regular minor 7th chords with the perfect 5th, off the 3 chord and off the 7 chord. So let's see what all of these ideas would sound like together. So can the Locrian mode be its own stable tonality? I think yes. If you treat it a certain way, try to avoid that flat 5 as the 1 chord or as part of the 1 chord. And I think there are actually some interesting chord progressions that you can create with some push and pull, some tension, but still staying quite melodic.